Something to be careful with at all points of this project is if you decide to wipe off part of the engine with a rag, make sure you're wiping away from all the open areas on the engine. And then if you wipe with a rag and then you go over an open part of the engine and wipe again, you might actually just peel dirt off the rag and dump it right inside. Another thing to be cautious of is areas like right here, that's coolant. And it is in very close proximity to an area where it could get into the oil. When you mix coolant with oil, it turns into tapioca pudding and destroys your engine. Any of you who followed my Ford Ranger engine issues know about that. So be very careful not to mix your coolant and your oil. It's bad if one gets into the other either way. Be very careful when you're cleaning. Like something I noticed on here, right there's a little speck of dirt that was gonna go into an oil passageway. So the cleaner you can keep it, the better. So just be very careful. Next, we're going to take the piston off the connecting rod. We'll need a pair of smaller needle nose pliers for that. It's always a good idea to give your tools a little wipe down when you're going into internal engine components. The less dirt you introduce, the better. So we're going to take this this pin out. To do that, there's a little cutout here to get your pliers in there. We need to remove the circlip, which I'm having a little bit of difficulty with. There we go. Oh, almost had it. Be very careful not to drop that down into the crankcase, because taking an engine apart and splitting the cases to find something like that really sucks. So now I go from the other side, and then I just stick my little finger in here and push this pin out. Maybe. Oop. Okay. There we go. Push it through with the pliers from the other side. And you do only need to take one of those circlips out to do this. So there's the pin. Here's the piston. So I just put the circlip and the wrist pin back together into the factory piston for safekeeping wherever I end up storing the parts. I'm just going to keep it short for this video. A lot of you guys probably don't want to watch half-hour-long videos and would rather have it broken up anyway. But the next episode we'll start putting this back together, and there's two things you're going to need for that. Obviously you need the parts, but you need the oil and you need some assembly lube. I like using assembly lube versus just using oil on everything. You do need to oil soak parts and coat them, which is important, but assembly lube like this inside things like the top of the connecting rod, that sort of thing, it helps protect engines from having dry parts rubbing together on startup. So this is what I got. It was just what was handy on Bike Bandit when I got stuff. And then this is the oil that B&B Cycle Restoration suggests you use for this kit. Whether I stay with this or not, I'm not sure, but for all the break-in stuff, this is what I'm going to use because that's what B&B Cycle recommends. So it's obviously it's Castrol Activo 1040. It is a part synthetic, but again, I think I saw it on Thumper Talk. Might have to look back at my notes, but this is specifically what they recommend. So yes, that's it for this episode. Next episode, the parts start going on. Thanks for watching.